Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ayobami Ogundairo. First, I want to apologize for not releasing any video for a while now. I'm really sorry. It has not really been easy. I have lots of things, school workload, school also. It has really not been easy, but it is what it is. I need to help you guys. I know it's about time to start applying for visa. So there are a series of questions that have been coming to me via my DM on the Go Italian group and all that. And a lot of people are asking questions as regards proof of funds. Yeah, proof of funds. So it is the B part of the requisite document for university study on the embassy's website. That is documentation pertaining to the applicant's personal financial means. And today, I will be dealing with a lot of things, giving advice, giving pointers to how to get your POF ready, your proof of funds. So please, this is based on personal experience. I don't work at the embassy. I don't know how the embassy thinks, but there has been some standards based on the documentation we've read, based on personal experience, based on my colleagues' experience also. So I'll just be sharing some information about this. Please note today, because I don't want to miss out anything, I'll be doing a presentation. I will be sharing a slide to illustrate everything about proof of funds, the sponsors, how much, the documentation, everything you need to know about proof of funds. I will try as much as possible to do justice to that. And I might be a little fast today because of my time. I have limited time. And trust me, I think this is almost the most important part of the visa application process. So I'm very sure you want to listen attentively and try to grab as much as you can. So yeah, as I said, this is one of the most important parts of the visa application process. That is the proof of funds. So let's start. First is we will be talking about the sponsors. Who are the sponsors that are highly recommended? And we have some that are highly recommended. We have some that are not recommended, but you can still use them. So first of them all is yourself. You are the number one. Like, you are the one that has the top priority. You can use yourself as the sponsor. You can serve as your own personal sponsor. The next one is your parents, spouse, and siblings. These also are very key sponsors you can have. Father, mother, spouse, and siblings. They're really important. Your uncles, extended family members with the same surname. Please note, with the same surname. Once you have the same surname, you are good to go. I mean, you are very good to go. Uncles, extended family members that has the same surname. Then scholarships also. If you have scholarship opportunities, oh, superb, amazing. Yeah, so you can use your scholarship. You can use scholarship can be your sponsors. But please note, regional scholarship is not recognized. Let me say it's not recognized by the embassy as scholarship for proof of funds. Let me repeat. I don't know for other regions. Okay, I know of Puglia region because of my own personal experience and that of some of my colleagues that got regional scholarship but were still not given visa. So it was just because regional scholarship, especially for Puglia region, I don't know of others. I don't have experience of that. You can confirm. But for Puglia region, the southern part of Italy, regional scholarship is not recognized, and the reason is because when you are given this regional scholarship, especially in Puglia region, as I said, you don't have access to the funds until you have a certain minimum required number of credits. Yeah, I repeat, you don't have access to these funds until you make a certain minimum requirements like credits. You must pass a certain number of your courses before they refund you of all the amount you spend during the year. You get, then you show them, probably you show them the receipt you've used to pay for your accommodation, canteen fees. They give you cash and all that, but it is usually after, most times after a period of a year that you are here, that's when they give you this fund. So the embassy is of the opinion that then before this 1 year ends, how do you survive? How do you sponsor yourself? That's why I think they don't accept regional scholarship. I don't know of other regions. Please confirm from your region. But Puglia region, yes. Adisu scholarship is not really recognized because of, I think because of this reason. So that's all for the highly recommended sponsors. So please try as much as possible. Let your sponsors come from these 4 groups of persons that I've stated here. Now let's move to the not recommended sponsors. Not recommended sponsors does not mean does not mean they are not valid, but they are not recommended because you have to show a lot of documentation to convince the embassy of their authenticity, e.g. family without same surname or family friends. Because they don't have you don't bear the same surname, it is so difficult. You get, it's not recommended, but you can still use them. So how to go about this family without same surname? Probably your uncle, your maternal uncle that does not bear the same surname with you. The best thing for you is to use documents to prove the family tree. Like if it was your mom that got married and all that, they were bearing the same surname before and all that. So show documentations, swear affidavits to show their relationship. Get affidavits to show their relationship. Get probably marriage certificate and all of that documentation that can just convince and trace your family tree that okay, this person is your family. Family friends, if you can find a way to prove it that they can pay, that they can sustain your stay, there is sustainability from them, then you can provide them. Another one is your boss at work or so, because I get a lot of questions about this boss thing. As I said, this is not recommended, but if you don't have any other choice and it is only your boss that you have, provide documentation to prove that he is going to sponsor you. Like it will be his sponsorship will be sustainable. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's just what you need to prove. You need to prove your relationship with him, the CAC document of the company, his letter of sponsorship and all that. There are lots of things you need to go extra miles to convince the embassy of, or if you are using any of these not recommended sponsors. But highly recommended sponsors, you don't have to go too much extra mile. You don't have to go extra mile to prove all these things. So these are the documents that are required for POF. Like this document, any of the sponsors you are going to use, you must provide all these documents. You get at least any documents that are applicable. The first one is bank statement covering the last 6 months. So you need to show the bank statement of the person you want to use as your sponsor for the 6 months, last 6 months. Try as much as possible. You can, for this part of for this bank statement, it is not advisable to use all these agents that just dump in funds into your account. You understand? Because there are a lot of things they look out for in this bank statement. Your bank statement must be very healthy. So it's not that they just see 4 million naira just dump into our account once. Like, where is it coming from? And let's say the account has been used to just 100,000 on monthly basis or 50,000 naira on monthly basis. So 4 million naira once will be questionable, or 10 million naira coming in at once will be questionable. So please try as much as possible to use an LD bank statement covering the last 6 months. At least your major sponsor must have bank statement covering the last 6 months. Certificate of payment of tax on personal income for the account you are using. This person also, you must show the PIT of the person. You can go to, if you don't pay tax, you go to your tax office in your state. Any tax office in your state, they can issue you a tax clearance. If you are, there are some situations whereby probably your parents are retired. So what you just need to get is, you need to state it in the letter of sponsorship that they are retired. So you don't need to show this PIT. All you need is show probably like letter of employment stating duration of employment and financial terms. If they are still working, letter of employment, pay slip covering the last 6 months. So if they are not working, you can show a particular you can get a letter from the person's company, probably your parents that is retired. You can get a letter from the company stating how much they paid your sponsor annually, you get, or monthly. They just need to show, they just need an evidence to see that, okay, this person is getting paid his pension and this is this amount of the pension. Proof of real estate property, if you have, use it. You can show document statement for stocks if you have investments. Someone asks, can I use fixed deposit? You can use fixed deposit if the maturity date is close. Like before you travel, the fixed deposit will mature before you travel. Let's say you want to travel in December, in December 2022. You cannot provide a fixed deposit that will mature in 2024. That doesn't make sense. So you need a fixed deposit that will mature, let's say, before you leave the choice of the country, or it will be during your education. You understand? So I think that's that about the document. Please make sure the documents you are providing are verifiable, they are original with stamp and signature. If you have if you have a family member that is not around you, like they are not living in the same city or they are not living in the same country as you, don't let them send the copy of this document as scanned copy. Let them send the original. They should use logistics company to send this document to you. They have to be original, not scanned copy that you print out, please. So this annual budgetary sum to study in Italy, I've done a video of this before, and you can see it. You can see the link on this particular video. You can see it on top. Try and watch it. This will give you a budgetary sum of how much to provide for your POF to show as proof of funds. Please note that this costs are just this 7,900, approximately 8,000 euros I wrote here, is not the exact amount for everyone. This is based on my own city. This calculation was based on my own city. Your own city would definitely be different because cost of living, standard of living, they are different. The cost of living in your city is different from the cost of living in my city. So please do the math. Take your time to do the math yourself. In case, some people might have scholarships that cover tuition, probably tuition waiver. That means your tuition fees here the cost of your tuition fee here will be probably zero since you're not paying. So please do the math. Take pain to do the math. Check the previous video. It will guide you appropriately how I came about all these things, and you can list out your budgetary sum and know how much funds you want to provide in total. So the general tips to note about proof of funds, these are just random things. Try to use more than one sponsor if you can. You get. So the sponsors I've listed, try and make sure, okay, you combine one or you combine two to three. You get. Probably you're using yourself, then your parents. That's two. So try and use more than one sponsor. I recommend that. The account you want to use must be healthy. As I said earlier, don't bring 4 million or 5 million naira into an account that takes in just 100,000 or 50,000 on monthly basis. Before that, 4 million naira is questionable, except that probably it was a real estate asset that you sold. Probably you sold an asset. If you sold an asset, state it clearly in the reference. State it clearly in the reference. Funds donated must be properly referenced. Your family members that are donating to support your education, to give you personal loan, payment for sale of land, let them reference these donations properly, or this payment properly, in the account of the sponsor you are using. So at the end of it all, because you need to write a letter of sponsorship. Everyone that is going to sponsor you must provide a letter. There must be a letter of sponsorship. So insert a summary page of your funds in your own letter of intent, because you also would write a letter of intent after they might have written theirs. You get. All properly signed. So let your document be convincing enough. You want to show that you are rich. That's what you just want to do. Prove that you are rich. Prove that you have money. Prove you have money. There's no maximum amount that you can put in the account. Prove. Show pride that you have money, that you can sponsor yourself. And please, prove beyond every reasonable doubt that you are rich and you can sustain yourself. That's the major thing they want to see about your proof of funds. And note that it is not about how much you have in the account. Actually, also it's about how convincing that amount is. Because even if you have 10 million or 20 million, they still turn you down, that you don't have verifiable source of income. So please, I wish you all the best. Take all these notes to heart. I'm not saying this is the general way or this is the general method. I'm just telling you what has worked for me and what has worked for some of my colleagues. Yours might be different, really. I wish you all the best in your visa application and as you provide your proof of funds. So yeah, I believe I've been able to explain a lot about the POF, about proof of funds. If you have partial scholarship, such as probably tuition waiver, yeah, that is not really recognized as a scholarship. It might not be categorized as scholarship also. The scholarship that are recognized and categorized as scholarship are university scholarships that include tuition waiver, accommodation. You see, tuition waiver and accommodation, once those two comes, that's full scholarship, like in Italy. So really, if you have full accommodation, if you have feeding, if you have all other things added to your scholarship, so you can only provide about probably less than 1 million naira proof of funds just to prove that you can pay for your flight. You understand? So someone asked if vehicles can be termed as assets or used as proof of funds. I don't know about cars. Probably if you want to use it as proof of fund, probably just sell it and add the money to what you have. But I'm not sure if cars part of the assets that are recommended. So please, I don't work at the embassy. I don't know what exactly the embassy wants. I don't know what exactly they're looking out for. So please, for those asking different information that okay, it's about few months to go, I really don't know. I can only advise, right? So we can only advise. It's not like I know the real thing. But thank you so much. I think this is the end of it all. If you have any other information, just send me a DM on Instagram at AYFC, HAYWHY_FISSY at AYFC. So reach out to me. I will be able to answer your questions as much as possible. But note that all these questions you're asking me and my responses are based on my personal experience. Thank you so much. If you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe and click on the notification bell button so that whenever I upload a video, you would always get it. I'm very sure I'll be uploading series of videos very soon about letter of sponsor, letter of intent, how to package your application well, make it a successful one. So you actually want to subscribe to this channel to be able to get all this juicy information. See you around. Ciao.